Are you ready? Are you ready to make our video? Let's go!
Won't let this moment pass us.
Hi guys, and welcome to Nathan's 10 and 11 month update. This has been an amazing month, and he is exactly 11 months old right now. Well, not quite actually. We've got another like 5 hours to go. When we did our last video, we did the 9-month update, I think was the last one we did, and I missed a couple of really exciting bits off that one that I want to share with you quickly before we get into the 10 and 11 month stuff. And the first thing that he did at 9 months old was awesome, was this. La, 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 la. Didn't you? He went, la, 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 la. Are you going to show them how you do it? Yeah, I'm going to show them. La, 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 la. No, okay, he's not doing it. He's not a performing monkey, he's his own person. Yeah, you are, aren't you? And he gives kisses. He goes, ah, give a kiss, don't you? Yeah, la 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 la. So that's not the bit we're doing now. Mwah. So he gives kisses with a big, sloppy, open mouth, and if you're really lucky, you get a little bit of tongue too. It is just to die for, isn't it? He shakes his head. No. And it seems to be really purposeful. Like, he started in this, I think it was around about January, when he was, what, 8 months oldish when he first started. This month he's really been doing it, and it's very deliberate, and it makes him laugh uncontrollably if you do it back to him or if you nod or anything like that. He also started playing peekaboo, so now he, with a sheet or a muslin or a towel, whatever it is, lifts it up over his face and drops it back down again, and then he's all smiles, and he expects you to be like in a different position each time he brings it down because that's the game. So we love doing that. Finally, the last thing he did at 9 months old that I have not shared with you yet is that he reaches up to be picked up now. He's known his own mind for quite some time, and it's becoming more and more apparent with like each day that goes by how much he knows himself and what he wants. Anyway, so at 9 months old, he started lifting his arms up like, pick me up, I want you. That is the end of his 9-month update. Now back onto the 10, 11 month stuff. This has been a huge month for Nathan. So much has gone on. I mean, the biggest thing obviously was crawling. That happened about 2 weeks ago, so he was about 10 and a half months. And that was it, he was just off. He hadn't been crawling for so very long, but you kind of start thinking, he's just not gonna do it. He's just gonna get up and he's gonna walk, and that's gonna be the end of it. And then he started crawling, and it was a game changer, wasn't it? Now, suddenly, all the milestone card photos we've got, he's just a blur, and the cards are all crumpled because now he can get to the cards. But before that, right back at the beginning of the month, we'd started being able to like prop him up against furniture, and his legs were strong enough to hold himself up, and he'd just balance there or play with a toy that was on the sofa or whatever. And since the crawling and since all the extra strength that must have developed, he can now drag himself up on the furniture. So from sitting on the floor, he'll reach up, he'll grab, he'll stand up, and he'll take whatever's on the table off of the table, particularly if it's like his bottle or his toys or remote control or your phone. We're going on holiday soon. I've been trying to come up with things we can do on an aeroplane that are going to entertain Nathan but not like completely annoy everybody else. And I found these little rings that I thought were genius. They've all got different textures to them, they interconnect so you can strap other toys on. And I thought these would keep his attention for ages because he loves fiddling. Anyway, hopefully they'll work, but so far he doesn't seem that bothered about them, to be honest. No, they're not as good as Mummy thought they were, are they? There is one very obvious thing that I'm sure you'll have noticed, and that is his hair. Nathan had his very first haircut this month. He no longer has a mullet, he now has a beautiful haircut. I really didn't want him to have like a proper style, I just wanted the length gone. And it took me ages to get used to it. I think it must have been a week or so, and he just didn't look like himself. And now I can't believe how big he looks. You may notice the red cheek we've got going on here today. This little one here. Aww. He is cutting his 3rd and 4th teeth at the moment. They're kind of through, so I'm hoping the worst of it's over. But they're not. So he's got his bottom 2 already. That was like month 8 or something, maybe month 9. And so he got those 2, and now he's getting these 2. Not these 2 in the middle, they're still not there. These 2 on the outside are coming down, and they're so cute, and he's got the most beautiful smile at the moment. It's been about a couple of days since they started coming through. It has, hasn't it? Yeah. And you can really see them. So when he smiles now, he really heartily laughs. He throws his head back. You can see these two little white dots. Gorgeous. Yeah. Gorgeous. But I'm not quite sure when the middle two are coming through. Hey, you little big gummy. Doink, doink. Doink. These are not going to work on the plane, are they? You're not interested at all. He's been quite physical this month. He can now stand up when you're holding onto his hands. And if you're holding both hands, he'll even take a couple of like really wobbly steps in the middle. Gorgeous. But he can clear the room. His legs like lift up really high and then launch down, and he's all shaky. But he can definitely do it when you've got hold of him. If you've got hold of one hand, he can now stand up by himself, so he doesn't need to hold both of you. Yay, you're clapping. Just to stand out. He can also clap. He's been clapping for some time, but he now claps at the appropriate time in a song. His favourite song is Wind the Bobbin Up. Shall we show them how you do Wind the Bobbin Up? Yeah? Shall we do wind the bobbin up, wind the bobbin up, pull, pull, clap, clap, clap. Well done. Wind it back again, wind it back again, pull, pull, clap, clap, clap. Yay! I mean, he still likes She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain, and we do sing it reasonably regularly. But I think at the moment his magic song is Wind the Bobbin Up. Can stop anything. It's just this awesome distraction. And because he knows the hand actions too, he really has to get engaged with it. Chris played it through iTunes Music or something a couple of days ago, and it was just on in the background, so we weren't making a big fuss about it, we weren't singing along, we weren't doing the actions, we were just playing the Nathan in the room. And then when it got to clap, 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 he clapped, clap, clapped. So he must have been listening to the music. It was really cool. It's like the first time that I've tested to see what he is and isn't listening to. He's definitely very aware now. I would say that after all his major physical developments earlier in the month, he started making a lot more kind of verbal developments again. He's getting a little bit moany, but it is getting quite late. Yeah, because Mummy showed us video earlier, shouldn't she? Should we see if we've got a better toy? Yeah! Haha! That's a good one. Okay, he started really imitating sounds that you're making. Now, he's not put any consonants in yet, although I swear we did get a mama the other day, but it was one. It was nothing to do with me, I don't think. Anyway, so he's starting to kind of get there, but he's making high-pitched noises when you get excited. You go like, wow! You tend to get like an ah sound back from him. And in the last day or two, he's really started using his voice to get attention. So when we were in the supermarket, he was just like going, ah, ah, ah. It's so cute. I think we might need to start teaching him about indoor and outdoor voices pretty soon. He's definitely got his outdoor voice like under control. Is that a good aeroplane toy? Everything at the moment we're gonna have to assess for how good it would be on an aeroplane until that happens. He's very good at finding things that have gone underneath or around something. So like this, it's kind of like fallen underneath my chair, and he knows where it is. In the mornings, we tend to do my makeup together. And up until recently, that involved me just sitting him down next to me, and if he picked up a bit of makeup that I didn't want him to have, I would put it behind me. But I can't do that anymore because now he knows that it's just behind me, and because he can crawl as well, he just leans over, reaches round, and grabs whatever he wants anyway. So, he's really good. It's amazing to see him developing, and he's becoming almost quite stubborn. He's single-minded. When he knows what he wants, he's going to get it, basically. I think kind of along with the crawling came the ability for him to go and choose his own toys. So before that, he could never go to the toy box, so we just brought him a toy or two that we thought he wanted to play with. And we thought that he liked his train. We thought that was his favourite toy. And since he's been crawling, he now takes himself off from the middle of the room, off to go and get the toys from the corner. And he usually goes for the train. It's amazing. So he's faced with this entire box full of toys, and he goes for the same items. He goes for his train, and he goes for his nursery rhyme book. And he loves both of them. He seems to become a lot more engaged with reading books at night time as well, which is lovely. What? Am I gonna have to go get your train? He started being a lot more engaged with reading books at night time. We read a lot of That's Not My books. I quite like It's Not My Puppy. But none of them look like Shep. It would be really lovely. And in fact, I may have to like put a photograph in the end so that we can go, that's my puppy. And it actually be Nate's puppy. Yeah, we love that. And I love Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy. But that's because that was one of my favourites as a kid, and I remember it. I don't remember reading it necessarily at this age by any means, but I remember the book and I remember my dad liking it, and yeah, so we read Harry McClary. Harry McClary from Donaldson's Dairy. This is the famous train. It is the best toy in the world, apparently. But the sound is off. Hopefully it's just as entertaining, and hopefully I can keep it all on my knee for like the next 10 minutes. Anyway, so bedtime. He's still really good at sleeping. We've had a couple of rough nights in the last month, but really there aren't that many of them, and even when he does have a bad night, he tends to only wake up once or twice. We have had a couple of early mornings, like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, when he's had now like 7 hours sleep and he's not tired anymore, and we spend an hour of battling up and down, trying to get back to sleep. Because he's now so mobile, it means that he can stand up in his cot. And generally, when he can't sleep, that's what he does. He goes and stands up, he holds onto the bars, and he shouts, he bashes his dummy against the bars. And you know at that point, there's no way he's going to go back to sleep because he's doing too much to keep himself awake. So before, when he couldn't move, he could roll over, maybe that was about it, he'd still be in a sleeping position. But a couple of weeks ago, we went into him because we'd left him. He wasn't really upset about it, he was just chatting away to himself, moaning a little bit. And when we eventually went in, we thought he'd fallen asleep. He was still sitting up, but he was all slumped over. It's so sweet, but it's so sad. The pussycat. Oops, sorry, Shep. Stay there. You're not allowed to say cat in this house, by the way. Or a certain little DOG comes running. Wait, I spelled the wrong word out then. You can't say CAT in this house because a certain little dog comes running in. Big dog, I should say. Possibly my favourite thing that has changed this month. I mean, I love the calling. I love that now when you come in a room, he can come over to you. That's really lovely. And also that today particularly, he is so attached to Chris. Like, Chris is with him full time all week, so he really is attached to him anyway. But today I've been in charge because it's Saturday, it's my day, and basically I treasure every second on a Saturday. But each time we've gone into the room that Chris has been in, Nathan squeals and he laughs and he's just so excited to see him. I really think you've missed your daddy today, haven't you? You've gone, where's my daddy? Yeah. And I suppose the final new thing that really is quite amazing is that he's allowing himself to be cradled again. I mean, from about 4 months old maybe, I don't know, he was really young when he stopped falling asleep in our arms, and you just couldn't get him to sleep if you had hold of him. He didn't want it, it made him more irate and more angry, and so we put him down to go to sleep. And we really wanted that. We wanted him to learn to fall asleep on his own, in his own bed. And that's been great. But I've really missed those cuddles, those sleepy baby cuddles that everybody else seemed to be getting. Like, everyone else I know seems to have a baby that wants to sleep in your arms and not sleep in their beds. So he was the opposite. If he was tired, he had to go to bed. But this week, he has started allowing himself to be cradled, which means that if he wakes up in the middle of the night or just before you go to bed, you can hold him in your arms and lie him down and rock him. And it actually seems to soothe him. He enjoys it. He loves the closeness. And if he's really tired, you can kind of see his eyes start to close. And it is just amazing. It is such a beautiful feeling. And having not had it for so long, I really appreciate it. I'm trying to take up like every second of it now because it's not going to be long before he's just too big and he doesn't want to do it because he's too grown up. I cannot believe that the next time we do this little chappie is going to be 12 months old. But we're going to have been on holiday in the meantime, so there's going to be so many more firsts. He's going to go on his first boat, he's going to go on his first cable car maybe, he's going to go on his first aeroplane. He's going to go to his first, no, it's not his first beach, he's been to loads of beaches. First outdoor swimming pool. Okay, baby. Are we about done? I'm going to say thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you come back and check out this 12-month video. Hey, it's okay. Because you are going to want to see what he's doing at 12 months. So that is everything that Nathan has been up to in the last month or two. Next month, we have got some amazing stuff planned. We'll be going on holiday before he turns 12 months old. So the next video is going to be fun-filled of first, like aeroplanes and boats. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notifications so you don't miss that update. And we'll see you then. See you guys. Nathan, wave. Wave. Bye.